What's up, nerds? Persona 4 Rewind is on its way, meaning that, based on how well Reload was received, Golden is about to become completely obsolete. So, before this new game comes out, I would like to do some justice to my personal favorite Persona game. Not gonna waste time with a long startup here, this is your spoiler warning for Persona 4 Golden and its true ending. Alright, let's get started. The game starts with an ominous limo ride with a bald, long-nosed man and an elegant woman. They speak of destiny and ruin before cutting to a hot girl in a bikini. Okay, wow, whiplash much? Anyways, I get off my train and greet my Uncle Dojima and cousin Nanako. When we stop to get gas, I greet the station attendant and... Whoa! Either the 10 chili cheese dogs I ate last night are disagreeing with me, or I just got roped into some magical destiny stuff. We get to what will be my new home for the coming year, and I have a strange dream of a shadowy figure skewed by fog. Next morning, Nanako helps point me in the right direction to my new school, and... Yeah, not gonna associate with that. Anyhow, I get introduced to my next class and call out my bitch-ass teacher before getting saved by a girl offering the seat next to her. Honestly, the second my butt hits the chair, I tune out everything Moron says until the bell rings. I would have gone straight home, but apparently the cops are investigating nearby and no one's allowed to leave quite yet. I'm then properly introduced to my desk neighbor, Chie Satanaka, and her best friend, Yukiko Amagi. After she physically assaults a guy over a busted DVD, Chie offers to walk me through town with Yukiko. As we leave, Yukiko shuts down an ugly trucker mother before we finally leave school grounds. We stumble onto the crime scene that the alert mentioned, and after a quick convo with Uncle Dojima, we split up and head to our respective homes. Once at home, I catch the news and learn that the crime scene was the murder of Mayumi Yamano, the woman who'd been involved in an affair with Namatame, who was a married man. Her body was found upside down, tied up in telephone wires with no evidence on who done it. Disregarding all info that doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form, next morning I'm on my way to school when...
Someone...
Alright, I can't pretend I'm not seeing this anymore. I help him up and he introduces himself as Yosuke Hanamura, and he treats me and Chie to lunch at Junes. While there, we meet Saki-senpai. She's a bitch. Plain and simple. I'm sure she has her reasons, I just don't appreciate how blatant she is. After she leaves, thank God, Chie tells us about the Midnight Channel. According to local rumors, if you unplug your TV on a rainy night, then it'll turn itself on at midnight and reveal your soulmate to you. The three of us all agree to try it tonight. At home, a reporter that deserves to be beaten, fired, beaten, arrested, and beaten again, in that order, interviews a blurred Saki-senpai, who was the one who discovered Yamano's body. And when I do go to check out the Midnight Channel, I see a woman fighting for her life before I... Sweet mother of monkey memories, that freaking hurts!
Are you okay?
Anyways, the next day we all huddle up after class, and I tell them how I got stuck inside my TV. Yosuke and Chie call me a liar, so I drag them to Junes and prove it by sticking my head into a widescreen TV. Yosuke panics and shoves all three of us inside it. And despite falling for who knows how far, honestly, we all managed to survive with little more than some bruised backsides. We stumble on a room that finally bursts Yosuke's dam, and we see shredded pictures of Misuzu Haragi, an Enka singer that was married to Namatame prior to the affair being made public. We encounter a bear costume that throws us out and back into Junes. We kinda just agree to call it a day after everything that happened. The next day at school, there's an assembly where the principal tells us that Saki has died. Apparently, she was found in the same condition as Yamano. Yosuke is the first one to question if the weird TV world has any connection and heads to Junes to investigate. Chie and I go with him, and he offers me a golf club to defend myself with. Yosuke and I go in, with Chie holding a lifeline tied around Yosuke, which... yeah. The bear thing comes back and introduces himself as Teddy. We strike a deal with him to find whoever's shoving people in here and agitating the shadows. As we explore, we find a copy of the shopping district, and when we reach the shop that belongs to Saki's family, we learn that the neighbors started up terrible rumors about Saki once she started working at Junes. Before anything else can happen, we're ambushed by two shadows. Alright, I got this. It's Morphin Wait, wrong powers, my bad. Persona! I make quick work of the two monsters and we head inside the store. Then we hear the voices of Saki's dad, who was none too happy with her taking the Junes job, as well as her own innermost abusive thoughts about Yosuke. That's when Shadow Yosuke enters the room and antagonizes Yosuke before...
You can't be me, you son of a bitch!
Ah, crap. This is the easiest boss battle in arguably all of Mega 10. Just guard when he guards and you'll win no problem.
Persona!
Upon my victory, Yosuke swallows his ego and embraces his shadow as a part of who he is. This causes his shadow to transform into the Persona Jiraiya. After that, we make a quick escape. After soothing a deeply distressed Chie, I make my way back, and along the way, I encounter Yukiko, and we have a nice little talk. Once I get home and check the news, that same disgusting reporter mentions how Yukiko has temporarily taken over management at her family's business, the Amagi Inn. Hope that doesn't come into play. When midnight came around, I checked out the Midnight Channel again, and I saw the silhouette of a girl that... I swear, she looks just like Yukiko. When I fall asleep, I end up in that limo that the nose man, Igor, calls the Velvet Room, alongside his attendant, Margaret. He warns of some great destiny being close, and that I'll need to rely on closely trusted allies, along with the power of my persona. Side note, it's not official, but I'm going to be doing a kind of Izanagi-only challenge, but very lightheartedly. If I do end up swapping, I don't really care. I just love Izanagi's look so much, so don't expect to see many other personas from me, if any at all. After I wake up, I go and attend school, meeting up with Yosuke and forging the Magician's social link, powering up certain fusions and giving Yosuke more powers as it ranks up. When we get to class, Chie's freaking out. Yukiko's not in school and she hasn't been able to get in touch with her. I mention seeing what I thought was her in the TV, and we call the inn's business line. Thankfully, Yukiko picked up, reassuring us that she's safe. But I'm not convinced that we're quite done with this yet. And I'm proven right at midnight when I see this.
I'm gonna go score myself a hot stud. I'm out to catch a whole harem, and the best of the lot is gonna be all mine. Well, here I go.
Yeah, so we're dealing with this now. After Yosuke takes some time to be an absolute dumbass, Chie takes us to the weapon shop and we get ourselves geared up and make our way to the TV world. Before I meet them at Junes, I gain the ability to enter the Velvet Room at will, as well as be properly introduced to Marie, a girl who Margaret decided to welcome in. She's pretty quiet and keeps to herself, but I'm looking forward to working with her. Yosuke and I have Power Ranger forms to fight in because I say so, but Chie runs off recklessly into the fray. When we catch up to her, we hear some of Yukiko's bigger insecurities, followed up by Shadow Chie, stating that she's using Yukiko as a status symbol. Chie denies this, and her shadow transforms. Lucky for me, she's weak to Yosuke's wind element, but he has to look out for when she starts glaring at him, because that's when she blasts him with lightning, which is his weakness. As long as I can protect Yosuke and keep Chie vulnerable, we can win this fight no problem.
Counting on you! Persona!
Chie comes to terms with her other side, and it becomes the Persona Tomoe. With her exhausted, we decide to stop here and come back tomorrow. The next day, before we leave school to go and rescue Yukiko, I make sure to ask Chie for her number and unlocking the Chariot social link. Yeah, I need her number so we can keep in touch for the investigation, but she's also really cute. The moment we step back in, we are on the warpath. Chie has both a Persona and a Ranger suit now, and we take absolutely no prisoners. We brute force our way through the worst puzzle in the entire game. Seriously, I've been playing this game for years and I still don't know how you're supposed to solve it. I literally just run until the game gives me somewhere to go. And then we bash through the mini-boss, slashing, crashing, blasting our way through anything that stands between us and Yukiko. Finally, we reach the main throne room of her little castle, where Yukiko and her shadow are waiting for us. Shadow Yukiko mentions how much she hates the inn, Inaba, and everything about her life. When Yukiko refuses to accept herself, her shadow becomes a monster that attacks us.
This feels wonderful. It's building more and more. If this keeps up, I'll...
Yukiko is where new players could get tripped up. Chie's ice element is the win button here, but early into the fight, Yukiko will summon a prince. On his own, he's not that threatening, but dealing with it and Yukiko at the same time will make damage pile on very fast, so it's in my best interest to focus on the prince first. After he takes enough damage, he'll run away and not return for the rest of the fight. At that point, nerf Ice Rush. Just like that, we beat Yukiko's shadow and save her from becoming a victim.
Come on! Take that! Alright guys, pile on! Ready? Okay! This
Upon admitting her own faults, Yukiko obtains the Persona Amaterasu. We get her out of there quickly, and she explains that she can't remember anything about how she ended up in that world. I decide it's best if we drop the matter for now and allow Yukiko to rest and recover. Later that night, back at home, Dojima comes home with his partner Adachi. I don't fully get what his deal is, but I trust him completely. He tells us that Yukiko has been found and is safe. I play dumb and thank him and the police at large for rescuing her, so as to keep my involvement a secret. I don't think Dojima would be very appreciative of my after-school activities, let's just call them. And the rest of the night goes off without a single hitch. I slept well that night, knowing that I helped save an innocent's life. That's it for this episode of my Inaba video diary. But don't worry, more episodes are being made as we speak. With how long this game is and how poorly Hogwarts Legacy's video was received, I knew that talking about the whole game in this much detail in a single video would have backfired hard. So instead, I'm going to break it up into more digestible pieces. Hope you guys like it and stay tuned for more. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss an upload. Check out my buddy Tyler Crux. He does a lot of fun stuff on his channel, like his Road to Completion videos. Definitely check those out if you haven't already. We collab all the time. I'll catch you later, nerds.